Thought I'd make a short presentation about retailing and retail management. What is the meaning of retailing as we see it today, and also to a large extent, how did we touch upon or stumble upon this activity called retailing, which seems to be to me a very fantastic business proposition, an idea, and more than anything, a concept which has revolutionized modern day consumption and giving very large scale economic benefits to all forms of stakeholders which are involved in this activity called retail. It helps the government in many ways, it government in planning many ways, in many things and many ways. Retailing has given a lethal momentum to the villages of India, which are largely becoming developed very fast. More than anything, this activity called retailing in a country like India has bridged a watershed that existed between rural India and urban India, is what a statement that has to be made upfront. Agriculture produced in various parts of the country will today find instant markets through our retail setup. Small time shop owners of the past are also now motivated to start large retail outlets, larger than the small shop that once existed. And the years of experience they have, they are going into a larger kind of an retail setup. Is some of the trends that we see in the modern day world of retail. Sam Walton was one of the earliest experimenters of the concept of retail in a country like the United States, where people found that it was an experiment to a large extent somewhere in 1965, and a successful one to that extent because people found quality products at low price at the retail outlet and a very highly differentiated system which was never seen by an American before that point in time. I was myself slightly skeptical of retail work in India, but I found to my glee or happiness, I find that yes, in a country like India, also retail is working very well. And retail has also done the activity of harmonizing various Indian societies and propelling, more than anything else, to my understanding, GDP growth by increasing responsible consumption. When I say responsible consumption, when I go into a retail outlet, I get good products which are good for my family, good for my health. They are called as professional products. In retail, I've got a new kind of product management. The word called product management sometimes is used in business parlance. What do you mean by product management? It largely revolves around quality and quantity of a product. That is the area of product management. And if anything that the retail does today is to give consumers professional products at a relatively rational price, doing a lot whole good to the entire Indian society, and all and touching upon various levels of citizens in a very constructive way. Now, having made these statements, um, it's important for us to see how is a retail outlet different from any other kind of an small-time shop owner. It's something that we need. It does not. Will retail be a threat to the small-time shop owner? I don't think it will be a threat. It will make the small-time shop owner more responsible and more professional the way he goes about things. Because if I put a small-time shop owner and give him a huge consumer base, the shop owner will not be able to handle that demand. It will need more. He will need more manpower, which he cannot afford to run the place. So his tryst or his kind of competition with a large outlet is not going to obliterate him. It's only going to make him more professional and even more long lasting because he has to rethink and re-strategize his operations. Whenever someone goes to a retail outlet, he makes bulk purchases. He does not buy small things, two or three things, and just carry home. Um, but today, even if you want to have buy small purchases, like milk or curd or sugar, which you instantly want, they are called ad hoc purchasing. You have to definitely rely on the small-time shop owner, kiraya shop, which they call sometimes, near your house or near your place of stay. Now, I would like to define a word called maturity of an economy. What do you mean by maturity of an economy? Maturity of any economy or supply chain is when a person gets what he wants with least difficulty. I will repeat again, a person gets what he wants with least difficulty. Now, that is the definition of the maturity of an economy. Many countries don't enjoy that maturity. In India, definitely there are various pockets in the country where we enjoy this kind of maturity. I'll give you a simple example. Early morning, someone is looking for a shaving razor. He cannot go to do internet shopping just for one razor. If he has to walk 1.5 kilometers to the nearest shop, then according to the definition of maturity of an economy, the economy is not mature. That means I must necessarily have a shop near my house, which gives me the razor in maybe within a half a kilometer radius, much lesser than that, because I'm not spending extra energy to get just one razor, which is needed for me very badly one morning. This is the meaning of maturity of an economy or an economic system. I don't know if people would agree with me. If I have the maturity of economies, if I've got the adequate kind of population in a given place, where all the basic requirements of a person can be got with least difficulty, I've got a mature economy. If this difficulty is very high, the economy is not mature because the difficulty of getting a utility is very high and sometimes surpasses the cost of the utility. What a beautiful statement. If the difficulty of getting a utility surpasses the cost of the utility, then that economic system is not mature. This happens in some villages in some parts of the world, where just to get a small item may not be a reality of today, but definitely a reality of the past. Small early morning, just to get something, I have to walk sometimes 2 kilometers to get it. If I walk sometimes for 2 minutes to get something, obviously I'm going to get hungry. When I come home, I'm searching for food, unnecessarily increasing consumption. Such kind of a dynamics is called a lopsided economic system. Any society must strive to see that the basic needs what a consumer or people want, I won't even use the word consumer, is readily available very close to him. You can see that as a layout or as a residential area begins to develop with time, you see many shops coming nearby. That's the growth phase. Then I come to some kind of a stability where I find all kinds of items that I need very close to where I stay. Now, all along, the challenge of retail was to see that the item what someone needs is delivered almost to its very close to his place of consumption. Um, Now, of course, the modern day retail outlet also to some extent serves that purpose. Retail outlets, modern day retail outlets today definitely have made the Indian economic diaspora or the Indian economic system or consumption definitely very mature. Yes, definitely the contribution of retail. Because even if you got a retail outlet with just half kilometer walking distance from your house where you can buy whatever you want, but the disadvantage of a large retail outlet is that the difficulty of shopping. Difficulty of shopping means even for one item or even for 20 items, the time taken for processing is sometimes very high. If I'm looking for some kind of a shaving razor, if I go to a retail outlet, it's very much there. But when I buy that retail outlet from the retail outlet, I have to stand in a queue where many others complete their transactions, and I'll end up wasting time, which is called as the difficulty of getting a utility. It increases, but in some cases I'm not very worried about it. But it is an issue or often seen as a disadvantage of retail. And a word called panic shopping. When I'm into panic shopping, a retail outlet sometimes uh, induces difficulty into my buying because it is treating a person with a high utility for some product and a person with low utility product the same way. From the disadvantage of retailing, but nonetheless, that's a factor. I will repeat it again. If I go to a small shop and suddenly I say I want a razor, the shop owner will throw the razor very quickly. He will drag it from somewhere, give it to me at 10 rupees. And I might tell him I pay you tomorrow, 2 rupees transaction accuracy. He says it's 12 rupees. I'll pay you tomorrow, no problem. And the transaction means the difficulty of getting the utility is very less. This is what will make Kiraya shops continue in the overall dynamics of retailing. I've not defined to you this word called retailing. What do you mean by this word called retailing? Retailing is a product sold to a customer for final consumption and not for business. That is the original definition of retailing. Retailer is a person who sells a product to a final customer for consumption and not for reselling. Now, that is how the textbook defines the word called retail. I hope I have given you some of the insights into what's called retail. Let us slightly go into the activities of retailing. The whole activity of retailing comes under the phrase called as entertainment shopping, because the retail outlet is for some people, many consumers like a park. I walk around and try to buy what I want to buy. What I want to buy depends on the word called as merchandising. Um, is merchandising unquestionably becomes a very important aspect of the retail dynamics. What do you mean by if you don't merchandise retail products very well, then the entertainment component of shopping becomes very less, and people will not come to your retail outlet. Is one of the aspects of retail. What do you mean by this word called merchandise? I think I'm jumping too fast, but still let's define this word and then come to the four P's of marketing and how it generally gels with the retail firmament per se. What do you mean by the word called merchandising? See, whenever a retail manager takes over a large retail outlet, sometimes he has to be careful about the way products are merchandised. Merchandise is a logical organization of products depending upon the consumer needs in that locality. That is somewhere the word called merchandising. That's a logic to some extent. I am trying to understand if food and vegetables are the most important things that have been consumed in that territory or area, then I must ensure that these products are readily visible to any consumer who comes to that retail outlet, and not keep it far away where consumers cannot see, because consumers are looking for things very quickly, and you must see that it is so well merchandised that the people can come to that zone very fast with minimum search, or someone must guide them to that place. This word is sometimes called as merchandising. How do you logically organize your various products in the retail outlet, which might be some 2,000, 3,000 square feet or so? We'll come to that. What defines various kinds of retail outlets or retail shops, how they are classified. But I this is a task of any retail manager. He cannot change the merchandising in every day, but he should maintain the logic for a sizable amount of time before he thinks of remerchandising or reorganizing the whole thing. That has to build around some logic that comes from experience. But that is a very important challenge of retail. Now, having said these things, how is a retail outlet different from any other kind of a small time shop is something that we need to look at. What makes it different? What makes it special? Or what is its legacy? Or what is its strong point? Or what is its what we call USP, if you might use it? I would say USP, scientifically or professionally speaking, what makes a retail outlet special? One of the most important things that makes a retail outlet special is not the less price at which you get products. It is that a retail outlet is a professional setup which gives you professional products from a set of professional people. What do we mean by this word called professional product? How is a product different from a professional product? If I go somewhere, I might get a product. What do I mean by this word called as professional product? Professional product maintains certain professional standards. Uh, that any generic or good retail outlet will always maintain just by the way or dynamics in which it's working. Now, what do we mean by the word called professional products? Okay, there are many kinds of ways in which you can look at it. Take, for example, I'm looking for a certain kind of a vegetable. Now, I am growing this vegetable. The retail outlet definitely would be sourcing this vegetable from a person who has been trained and groomed to grow this vegetable in the right way. Before I put it into my retail outlet, I make professional people to check through this product for its various nitty-gritties, and he clears that product before it is displayed or put for consumption inside a retail outlet. Take, for example, meat products, fish. I am getting what's the difference between a small fish dealer on the roadside and a fish sold in a retail outlet? The fish sold in a retail outlet is 100% safe from various kinds of contamination, because the people who are involved in the buying and selling of fish in the retail outlet have got a more scientific approach to fisheries, and he knows for how long the fish must be kept there and what kind of temperature it must be stored. Thereby, I have a definition of what is called as a professional product. There's no way I can get even a 2% rotten fish from a retail outlet because of the product by itself professional. Professional product may not necessarily mean quality. Quality is a slightly different word. Professional product maintains certain professional standards. Obviously, those standards aid to quality, but it maintains certain professional standards. This is the most important contribution of retail in the area of consumption, the availability of professional products. Of course, today I've got what's called e-tailing, where I go to the internet and shop for whatever I want. When I talk this word called retailing, I'm 15 years behind time because I've already come to the word called e-tailing. But the disadvantage of e-tailing is the chances of returns are very high. Just ask any delivery boy who has worked in the area called e-tailing. The products what the consumer asked and what he's being delivered. Definitely, if I ask for 40 products, there will be three products which I have not asked for, or it has been misunderstood, misconstrued, or there's miscommunication, which can be seen as an hiccup or some kind of disadvantage of e-tailing. But still, it's very powerful in certain circumstances. Especially, it develops the maturity of the economy, because if my house or my residence is very far away from human habitation and touch, it's only the delivery boy of the e-tail setup that can reach there and service the product that I need. But may it be said that the most important contributor of retailing to consumption is the presence of professional product. In any product sold in the retail outlet, there is it maintains certain set of professional standards. Professional standards. I will not sell any product which does not meet professional standards, because the people behind the sourcing of that whole thing is very careful in the way they source, and anything from the roadside will not be found on the shelves of a retail outlet, because there are checks and balances, because they are run by professional people. Professional people selling professional products is retail at a less than market price. Now, the next factor is that retails are always praised for selling products at less prices. That may or may not be true, but to a large extent might be a possibility, because the retailer directly deals with the producer of the product. Long back, I had stockists and distributors. A retailer is a combination of a stockist and a retailer, a large retail outlet. It sometimes combines and compresses all these channel members which existed in the past, like distributor, stockist, and dealer, into a single platform, thereby reducing to a large extent costs, thereby giving the consumer at a much lesser price than what technically he would have to pay had the retail outlet not been there. I don't know to what extent this is fully true, but by and large, it is true. But again, I'll repeat, retail is a place where you get professional products. It's not just necessarily a place where you get less price. The focus of retail outlet is to give you professional products, and you have no complaints about the products in whatever form you might look at it. If I consume something from a non so professional source, it can have some negative effects on me with time. Largely, such a possibility is diluted or totally removed from within the retail system. Promotion in retail outlet comes through, as I said, merchandising. I merchandise the products so well, so it promotes, and it comes under the overall definition of entertainment shopping. What's the disadvantage of retail? The disadvantage of retail is that retail sells so many products that there is no opinion leader for any given product. Opinion leader. This is sometimes the disadvantage of retail. Because the lad who is working within a retail outlet is not, he cannot be trained in all the products that retail sells. He is only a one hand departmental, what we call, lad. No, he just transacts. He just transacts. He does not understand any what this product is all about. If the customer asks for more detailed question, he gasps. He does not know. This is the disadvantage of retail sometimes, because retail outlet cannot provide opinion leaders for all the products that will be selling. I might be selling an extension cord of electrical system, and if I ask some professional question to the lad who's selling it, he may not be able to know. If I go to an electrical shop which only deals with extension cords, that person will be able to give me 100 ideas, concepts about what the retail of the extension cord is all about. And he will also be able to show me various kinds of extension cords and explain to me the circumstances for which I want something. He will be able to guide me much better because he's an opinion leader. He has got developed expertise over years of working from with extension cords. He has learned what this extension card business is all about. This is one of the disadvantages sometimes to say what retail outlet is all about. But if I want to add some few lines about retail marketing very quickly, I will say retail marketing is to a very large extent event based. It could be religious festivals, it could be national festivals, it could be any other kinds of festivals. Retail marketing is largely dependent on these kinds of event marketing. What do I really mean by that? Depending upon the event, certain kinds of products tend to get sold from within a retail outlet. Is also could be seen as some kind of an aspect of retail marketing. I might have some kind of festival where people make rice biryani. I will see that rice is getting sold very much from within this retail outlet because people are coming to buy because guests will be coming from all around the country or wherever. And I've got a kind of a scenario where I am selling certain goods and products which are that kind of a pattern will repeat itself every now and then. So retail marketer must be careful that if he's got a festival that is coming next 2 months down the line, he must be prepared to market and position his retail outlet around that festival. This is retail marketing. Any retailer anywhere around the world, if he wants to be really successful in retail marketing, must be on a close watch of various kinds of festivals that revolve around the society and the kind of products that people consume. Because when they want large purchases, they'll definitely come to retail outlet to buy something. This is important aspect of retail market. If I have got when on Indian Independence Day, many people buy various kinds of gifts for each other. Schools will be looking out for many things. So the retail outlet must be ready to give bulk deliveries of such system of such products. I'll repeat again, retail marketing is largely dependent upon events. Retail outlet has to be positioned around such events. And it is through such events I get my major sales of my merchandise, which makes the retail outlet viable. There are many other aspects of retail marketing that we will have to talk. There are many issues about it. Um, but by and large, this is what makes a retail outlet endearing to customers because when they want many things for a given event, they will come and buy it in large en masse, and a retail outlet must be prepared for that kind of a sale. There will be contribution of retail outlet to entire as scheme of consumption, centralized. No, but the right word is that single point consumption. Single point consumption means at a single point near my house, I can get most of the things that I want. The retail outlet never says I do not have this because it sells deals with a large amount of differentiated products. Retail sells with it is not a dealer of just one product. It deals with a large set of products. I think I've touched upon various aspects of retail and retail management. Let retailing continue in this world. I've got various kinds of retail outlets from societies to societies, communities to communities. I've got various kinds of retail outlets. I've touched upon words like entertainment shopping. I used the word merchandising. I have used the word positioning a retail outlet around events. It's also called as event marketing. And I've also said the contribution of retail outlet to the overall economy of the country because it helps to a large extent in bridging the divide between various sectors of society, which has got its own skills and abilities and competences of people. Retail outlet to a large extent taps the competencies of people around the country in a very dynamic way. The more the population, sometimes the more better it is, because populations of the country of various nooks and corners can contribute many things that which will make the overall GDP of the country increase. So I think I have given a kind of a survey on just a viewpoint of retail and what it really is and how it is different from other kinds of setup. But retail definitely contributes to development of the economy of any country, which we can see today in a country like India. Thank you very much. This is Piyush Bosch from Bangalore, India.